What's up, guys? Dylan here, and today I have week 3 of the CADA VGC Draft Week. So we, the Seattle Marowaks, are currently 1-1 going into this week, and we are going up against the Jersey Skies, who are managed by KSun Thompson, a buddy of mine from New Jersey, a very good competitor, multiple-time day 2, I think, multiple-time top 32 at regionals this past season. Just an overall great, hella good player and homie. So yeah, we are gonna be taking them on. This is gonna be quite the tough one, honestly. Similarly to the first week against Rich, where both of these guys are just strong competitors I've known for a while. And I already know KSun is just he is a draft type of guy where the teams he makes are very creative. He has brought some interesting monster regionals. He's brought Iron Leaves to a regional and almost day 2'd with it. He got top 32 at a regional with Okie Dogie. He's just got it like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the matchup we got. And looking at his team right away, it is interesting. In a good way for him. He covers his bases pretty well. So S tiers being Farigarav and Mega Aerodactyl. So you got the slow mode and the fast mode, which already makes planning for it troublesome. Just because what you have to think about what mode should you focus on. And then A tiers don't really help much either. You got Chandelure and Mega Scrafty. Chandelure can be used as both a fast, strong special attacker or a slow trick room mode. And Mega Scrafty is, of course, known for being a slow trick room mode. Good against physical attackers because you get double Intimidate, you get Fake Out. It's very strong, good special defense. Overall, a very solid Mega for draft. Then the B tiers, we got Araquanid, Delphox, Scolipede, and Hisuian Gudra. And ended off with Flapple, Simipour, and Hisuian Avalugg. Quite a well-rounded lineup of just strong both physical and special attackers. You got tanks, you got Mega Scolipede with shell armor, you got Hisuian Gudra, you got Avalugg, you got some utility in Simipour. You got Flapple, you got Hustle, Flapple. You can be pretty strong. So yeah, you overall have just very, very solid mods. So yeah, it was not easy to plan for this, I will say. Took me a bit, but yeah, I'm gonna just transition right into the team that I am using, which starting it off with is, of course, Swampert. Yeah, Swampert is going to be the first mon. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Pretty expected. Yeah, we got Wave Crash, we got High Horsepower. The reason why I did High Horsepower is because this week, the only mon that I have that can dodge EQ is Rotom Heat. So Earthquake isn't as reliable in that sense, because as you'll see from the rest of my team, it can create some issues. So we got Wave Crash and High Horsepower, as well as Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb being a possible way into doing stuff into the Mega Aerodactyl, because Adam and Mega Swampert in the rain will outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl, so possibly could do Rock Tomb into stuff, as well as maybe the Scolipede. If it gets a speed boost, I could Rock Tomb to lower it down, then do something with someone else. Yeah, but other than that, pretty standard. Max speed, max attack, whatnot. Then next we got Lycanroc Midnight. Ignore that ability. That's supposed to be no guard, definitely. So yeah, bringing the Lycanroc Midnight back. We got Stone Edge, Rock Slide, Crunch, Play Rough. I believe a similar set, but this time we got Life Orb on it. Max speed, max attack, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Got coverage here. We got we got Dark type Crunch. We got the Play Rough. We got Rock types, of course. But yeah, no, we got a nice well-rounded set on a strong physical attacker. Definitely important. Next up, we got the Meowstic, the support piece, but not for a weather reason. do not have a weather mod on here. We got the dual screens. I feel like the consistency with the screens was more important than the weather. And you may be thinking, oh, no, how do you guys up the weather? I'll get to that. But yeah, we got Fake Out, Dual Screen, Psychic, nothing too crazy. Pretty much the same defensive spread. I need to change that up, but like, I'm not gonna like calc for like specific like attacks and whatnot, because who knows if they'd even have them. But yeah, pretty standard Meowstic. Next we got Choice Scarf, Rotom Heat, and we got Overheat, Volt Switch, Electro Web, and we got Rain Dance, which is gonna be like an attempt at being sneaky with stand up Rain Dance. Could allow me to start Rotom Heat and Swampert in front of the Mega Arrow and just do Rain Dance and attack while being Choice Scarf. Like definitely could catch him off guard with that. Especially like since with this spread he does outspeed the Aerodactyl. I think I ended up taking a couple points out of it, the speed, to like just outspeed, because this outspeeds Mega Aerodactyl by like a few points. But nonetheless, got Rain Dance on it. Got Overheat for like the Mega Scolipede, or if you want to hit the Flapple. And yeah, like Volt Switch for pivoting, Electro Web for speed control. Because similarly to like Rock Tomb on Swampert, you use Electro Web to lower speeds and allow mons like Rock Midnight and this next Pokemon to get some attacks in, that being Lucario. We got Focus Sash Lucario also with Rain Dance, because I didn't really feel like too much of a need to bring Protect, because I was not thinking about I did not think he would bring the Scrafty. So there was just a reason I didn't think Protect was as necessary. Plus being a Focus Sash guy. But nonetheless, we got Close Combat, Meteor Mash, Crunch, and Rain Dance. So nice little cheeky Rain Dance thrown in there too. Like, one of the Rotom or the Lucario could maybe catch him off guard, or both. Like in different games, that'd be interesting. And then the last mod is actually one that we have not used yet. We have not brought to a set. It is Cofagrigus. Yes. The Trick Room mode, yes, of course, is still like something I have to somewhat respect. So I brought the Cofagrigus. Pretty much just bulk. Got Shadow Ball. Will is for the physical attackers, such as like Aerodactyl, like Scrafty, Scolipede, and then Imprison and Trick Room. So like just in case he tries to like do like a Scrafty for a graph with Arachnid Trick Room mode, like having that as like a deterrent, because you can't fake out those Cofagrigus, so the Imprison will guaranteed go off. And then a Mummy could be useful getting rid of some abilities, such as like Paragraph's Armor Tail, allowing Meowstic to fake it out. Let's see, you get rid of like Mega Scolipede Shell Armor, which like would allow me to get crits on it, etc. So yeah, this is the team. A bit different than what I've done before, because like I said, this is definitely going to be a scarier, more stressful set, but hopefully fun nonetheless. So let us go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so hopping into game 1, we see that KSun decided to bring not the Mega Scrafty, brought Aerodactyl, Mega Arrow, the Farigiraf, Delphox, Flapple, Arachnid, and the Mega Scolipede. I think I'm like leading the Rotom and the Lucario. I feel like is a safe option for me here. Doesn't like allow me to get too out of position. I decided not to bring the Meowstic, or do I? I'm doing this post-recording, and like it's been a little bit since I played the set, so my apologies. But because I figure like Rotom, I have Rotom as like my potential rain mode, and but like Rotom and Lucario potentially do give me like the safest lead, I would say. Having Sash on the Lucario makes it like a safe-ish lead, does good damage into almost everyone, and of course the Scarf Rotom definitely could potentially do some like immediate like damage in regards to like speed control, or like a quick Yeah, quick E-Webs on the Mega Aerodactyl to then let Lucario get the KO. Or something like that if he decides to bring that. But yeah. We'll see. Hopping into game. Oh yeah, I also have Rain Dance on the Lucario, so I have 2 ways of setting Rain for Swampert. So I'm not feeling too reliant on Youstic. So he's gonna go with Farigiraf and Scolipede lead, which is definitely interesting. I'm gonna leave Rotom and Lucario. So definitely is like an interesting position lead. Like, am I worried on if the Scolipede is going to protect to get a speed boost or just try to get some immediate damage in? But even so, what is Scolipede going to do here? I'm not too familiar with Scolipede moveset, and that's where like we can get affected by like lack of knowledge on some of these not as popular mons. So yeah, I have plenty of options here, and like, if you think about it, like, this Farigiraf may not, like, I'm not necessarily thinking that this move, Farigiraf is gonna, like, go for Trick Room, but it's an idea. I decided to lock in on the E-Webs with Rotom, and then Crunch on the Farigiraf just to get that in. Goes for a double protect, you know, just a scout as well as get a speed boost on the Scolipede, so not a bad idea. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go for the E-Webs and the Crunch. I was thinking that the E-Webs like kind of gave away that I was Scarf. And that could potentially affect the game later. We'll see. But I have a decision, do I want to stay in, go for the another E-Web since you got the speed boost? Or do I like want to reposition differently? But I figure I'm not really threatened much by Scolipede right now. Maybe he learns Rock Slide and like can get super effective Rock Slide on a Rotom, but I don't know. Nonetheless, getting like obviously Farigiraf is really like not an immediate threat, so I just put the attention onto the Scolipede. Go for an E-Webs into Meteor Mash. If only I was locked in on Overheat, I could have potentially like caught the Scolipede on that, but he decides to switch the Scolipede into Araquanid, which is understandable. Yeah, like, Scolipede really wasn't doing much there. Get the super effective damage from the Araquanid, from the E-Webs onto the Araquanid, but the Meteor Mash is not going to be very effective. Does just about half total to the Araquanid, and then we see Psychic Terrain come in from the Farigiraf, which I was not expecting, but then thinking about it, like, okay, you got the Delphox, so I'm assuming there's some E-Force stuff going on there. So yeah. Now, like, I guess, like, there's potential threat of the Araquanid wide guarding the Rotom. So I'm, like, a little hesitant to stay there. Plus, with the leftovers, there's a chance that the E-Webs plus Meteor Mash does not pick up, but I forget what I left in with the Rotom here. But I know I click Crunch into the Farigiraf. I decided to stay in and go for the E-Webs. I figure like 2 of them will potentially take out the Araquanid. Get a crit on the Farig. I'm not sure. Don't think that really will matter much. Get the Crunch though in on the Farig. It's not going to KO though, and the Citrus Berry activates. But with that amount of HP, I think it was like close to KOing. But then he goes for the Baton Pass, and I am kind of baffled. I'm like, what is this for Farigiraf set? Brings in the Delphox, which I'm like, okay, gets the Liquidation off into the Rotom. That's gonna kill. Potentially, like, should have maybe considered saving the Rotom, but yeah, I just did not have the best options here to switch in. Like, even regular Swampert would be taking a good amount there, so I figure I just get a little bit more damage, let it go down. I bring in the Lycanroc. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I did a little cut because I forgot that there was like a disconnect on my end. I accidentally like knocked my Switch off of the dock, so that affected that. Goes for Protect on the Delphox. I honestly missed what I clicked here. Oh yeah, I click Crunch into the Delphox, and I do Rock Slide, or no, Stone Edge into the Araquanid. That is going to take it out. But yeah, I like Okay, yeah, so Life Orb Chip happens. I'll explain, like, if there's one thing about this set, it's that the end game matters a lot. Like, planning out your end game is so important. So yeah, brings back into Scolipede. I feel like the Protect is bound to come, so he gets a speed boost to outspeed. At least that's what I'm thinking now, post-commentary. Let's see what I'm thinking at the time, because obviously hindsight is 2020. I'm thinking a potential, like, fire move could be coming into Lucario. Plus, I can set up Rain Dance for my Swampert in the back. The Scolipede goes for the Leech Life into the Lucario. I get the Rain Dance off here. And so, in hindsight, it probably should have went for the Delphox. Stone Edge here is going to just OHKO the Scolipede. But, yeah, I definitely did not think about E-Force coming in here. Yeah, so we take that damage. Yeah, the E-Force is going to come in from the Delphox and just KO both. Like, me watching this setback now, I'm like, yeah, of course E-Force is there. But at the time, I just, like, did not think of it as a potential threat. I probably should, like, in hindsight, I probably should have went for the Delphox here. So this is an interesting endgame. I got Swampert coming in. But, of course, I did not put EQ on my Swampert. I put high horsepower. And also, I don't know, like, I know 3 of the Delphox moves. Well, I should. I know the Protect, I know Psychic Terrain, and Baton Pass. But he went for Protect on the first turn of the game, and I low-key forget about that. So I'm thinking in my head, there's a chance he has Trick Room, and if he does, there's a chance he goes Protect on Delphox instead of Trick Room. So I'm really, like, deciding, like, who to target right now, and, like, if I leave the Delphox alone, can I lose? But I decide to make that call because it was a tough call, but, like, when you get to these end games that, like, end up in this situation, a minute goes by fast when deciding moves. So I go for the high horsepower into the Delphox, just hoping that he only has, like, E-Force on the Delphox. But, of course, he's got Grass Knot. The grass coverage for the Mega Swampert, which is understandable. It's definitely a factor I should have been aware of. And I probably should have, like, I mean, it's very easy to say, yeah, I should have just hit the Delphox, but if he ended up having Trick Room as, like, the last move, even though that was just, like, a misplay on my end, yeah, nonetheless, he's going to take game 1. We're going to hop into game 2. And let's see. Okay, so okay. Yeah, we lead Rotom with Lycanroc this time. Yes. I figured the Lycanroc immediate damage with super effective moves was doing more than the Lucario. Like, the Lucario, there was definitely not, like, better resistances for it, as well as like, just, like, yeah, Crunch was, like, my super effective move, but it was, like, not very effective. I'm definitely, like, going in my head here, like, oh, what do I do? Bring Lucario in the back to, like, have a, like, almost guaranteed, like, Rain Dance later, in case, like, Rotom goes down early. And that's definitely also something I probably should not have let Rotom go down as early as it did last time, but, you know, that's what happens sometimes. So yeah, like, definitely got caught off guard by, like, a couple things there, as well as just, like, misplayed a little bit in that end game. But that's the whole thing with playing best of 3, is it's one game. You gotta let that game go. So yeah, obviously he did not bring Aerodactyl and Flapple that game. So I'm thinking, is there a chance that they come? Like, what is his mission gonna be this game? Because with this type of versatility, it's like, could be hard to, like, pin down, like, okay, what is gonna be, like, boom. Okay, we got game 2 coming right up. He is going to lead the Fergarab with Scolipede, so the same thing. This time I lead the Lycanroc, so I do have that immediate threat into the Scolipede, which is nice to have. So yeah, I have it with Overheat as well as Stone Edge. So again, there is a potential of Scolipede going for Protect. And I might be banking on that, but also like Farigiraf protecting plus Scolipede doing something could be scary. So yeah, you just got to be careful. I decided to play it more safe with doing a Volt Switch instead. Get the protect on the Scolipede, so that's a good call. Yeah, no protect on the Farigiraf, so a double into that slot is pretty good. So in hindsight, Crunch does like 10 more damage, I think, than Stone Edge. Stone Edge 100 base power plus stab. Crunch is 80, that's super effective. But I decided to click Stone Edge, has a high crit rate, but the Crunch wouldn't have gotten the KO anyway, so that's fine. But we got the damage on it. We activate the Citrus Berry. And then he goes for a Baton Pass, which obviously, like, you may be thinking, like, why is he going for Baton Pass with no stats? But it does give him a way of, like, safely pivoting to another Mon, which is understandable. And he's going to go to Flapple. Now, I really don't know what Flapple is like, going to do. It was definitely a Mon I did not account for much. So, yeah. But I'm like... okay, like, I can't imagine Flapple being that fast, right? So, yeah, I'm just going to try to spread some damage. Now, the Scolipede is going to go for a Baton Pass, which is Baton Pass speed boost. Really interesting. Going to go to the Delphox here, which I'm like, okay, Stone Edge into Delphox, cool. It's Scarf Flapple, gets a Grab Apple off, and that's just going to kill Lycanroc, and I'm like... oh, that is so annoying. Oh, man. Yeah, because we're going to rip a CC into the Flapple. It's not going to do it. Not going to take it out, but get some good damage in. Rotom comes in here. So, assuming he is Scarfed, I believe he has to be at this point. Yeah, it's like only 70 base speed looking at it now. So he had to be Scarfed in order to outspeed both my Mons. But like, he did get me there. So now he's got two not very effective moves into my Mons. But obviously it could be like, oh, you just double into the Delphox, but he could also just protect and switch. So I try to cover that by getting an E-Webs off. That way if he brings in the Scolipede, I do get the speed drop on it. In hindsight, I probably should have just doubled that Flapple slot because I feel like a protect swap is like pretty glaring. Yeah, so he's going to switch out the Flapple here. Go back into the Scolipede. Wouldn't be able to kill it. Yeah, and then there's the protect. Understandable. So we're going to launch an E-Webs, get a speed drop, and some damage onto the Scolipede. So now, even with the speed boost, it's not going to be faster than us, I believe. Yeah, rip the Crunch into Delphox, just because now I'm like thinking, oh god, +1 Delphox, that could be pretty annoying actually. And I don't have the rain up because I am locked into E-Web. So if I want to set up the rain, I'd have to swap Rotom into the Swampert, who could potentially take like a good amount of damage. So this is a scary position, I'm not gonna lie. And then also he's got Scarf Flapple in the back, so yeah, I am not in a good position. Yeah, the Delphox with the speed boost gets the Heat Wave off, procs the Sash on our Lucario. But yeah, no, I'm also like trying to think like how do I get raid up, because I really do need. I don't have any super effective moves into the Flapple. Go get the E-Web off, drop that Delphox speed as well as the Scolipede. Rip a Crunch into the Delphox down to 9%, not enough to take it out, which makes sense because it is what's called like a non-stab move. Leech Life from the Scolipede is going to take out Lucario, so I'm down to my last two, and I'm locked into E-Webs, which isn't the worst move in this scenario to be locked in. I don't have Rain Dance, but I still have like speed control potential, and I have E-Web threat to KO Delphox, and then I can lower Scolipede speed and like potentially take that out depending on if he lets me. So yeah, I just gotta keep ripping E-Webs and try to do damage with Swampert. Yeah. So Yeah, gonna do just that. Rip it E-webs and then wave crash into the Scolipede slot. He is probably going to protect the Scolipede and just let Delphox die. That way Scolipede gets a speed boost and then is faster than my Mons, because right now he is neutral speed since he swapped into the E-webs. I probably should have ripped the wave crash into the Delphi. Oh, he just goes for a double protect on both, I guess. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, yeah, this is not a great position for me. Still got the Scarf Flapple in the back. Yeah. Wave crash is going to go into the Scolipede. Nothing, well, obviously into the protect. And then I do get just rip the same play again, do E-webs as well as wave crash to take out this, potentially take out both, or catch like a Mon switching in and get some damage into it. I was thinking there's potential that a Flapple, I probably should have clicked Rock Tube into the Scolipede in case he tries to switch it. But I didn't think he would want to switch in the Flapple here, because that would just mean he would get -1 speed. And you don't want that on a Scarfmon, especially since he's not Scolipede and can get speed boost back up. God, this is such like a dude. KSun is he's cracked when it comes to team building and whatnot. He's like both like in regular tournaments and for draft. But we're gonna rip the E-web, hit both. He Mega Evolved into the Mega Scolipede, but I do not think it does anything. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I just outspeed. Yeah, kill with Wave Crash, but his last two are Farigiraf and Flapple, so he is not doing much here. Now, yeah, so the Flapple is Scarf here, but my Rotom is faster. My Rotom is faster because he's just faster. However, I don't have Ice Punch on this Swampert. I have two moves that are not very effective. One, even though he is low percent, so it really doesn't matter. But I did kind of just let the threat get to me. I should. So I'm gonna say right now, I mess up here. I do protect on the Swampert. I really should have just attacked, but I just did not think there was anything that and also I didn't know Flapple's speed at the time. I was not aware of Flapple's speed. So yeah, there was a good chance that like Flapple did outspeed me, because I'm adamant, and if this is timid, if this is Jolly Flapple, that he would outspeed me. So I go for the protect, and I'm thinking, yo, what is Rotom gonna die to? He clicks Outrage, gets the Outrage hit onto the Rotom, as well as being Hustle, which means it's not fully accurate, and just immediately kills it. Then he sets up Psychic Terrain with Farigiraf. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. And then here, yeah, because Swampert and Flapple are both the same base speed. Yeah, if that Outrage went into the Swampert, or if he missed the Outrage, then I win the game. But alas, it's not as... It's not always how it goes sometimes. Which, and then also here, I probably should have just... Yeah, I like definitely just got in my head here. I'm like, damn, I like kind of tossed. And again, I also like kind of tossed. Let's see, what do I do here? Yeah, I rip it into the Flapple. I should have just hit to the Farigiraf, because at the very least I have it out. Yeah, okay, so he is faster than my Swampert. Does so much damage, but now he gets confused, so I probably should have hit the Farigiraf. But yeah, that was a misplay on my end. Yeah, dude, I gotta like mute my mic while I'm recording. You can like hear me in the back. You may not be able to, but I pretty much say that I let the E-Force kill me, and that is going to do it. KSun is going to win that set 2-0. We dropped down to 1 and 2, which is fine, but man, like, yeah, those both end games were so doable, but also like it was a lot. I like didn't know exactly how to play that out, and I had the answers there. It's just I couldn't find them, and sometimes that's how it goes. But hey, nonetheless, GG's to KSun and the Jersey Skies, and yeah, you know what? There's always next week. So, yep, thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Peace.